100.7 FM, Ibadan, Oyo State, Nigeria. The time is 4 p.m.
We in this region have been self-governing for more than 3 years. Nigeria as a whole is now free and independent.
We also give continued active support to the Organization of African Unity, the United Nations Organization, and the Commonwealth.
I would like to remind this audience that in this hall today we have a concentration of the leading agitators, mischief makers that the world has ever known. We have them here. Is that all these agitators and mischief makers desire a better world for human beings to live in.
Abia Nation Nigeria is today the focus of the entire international community.
Hello there. It's another time to be here this beautiful Wednesday evening, and it is the very first Politics of Melody on Melody 100.7 FM. We call it POM, where we strictly speak. Everything we do here is about politics. Nothing more, nothing less. It's about politics, and here we politically speak, and we speak politically. Welcome to the show, the very first in the new month of the year, the month of December in the year 2025. Thank you very much for joining me. My name is Pretty Adegoke, live from the Melody FM studios in Ibadan, the big bad city of Ibadan. Today on the show, Nigerians have been talking and they are still talking. What are they talking about? Ministerial nominees, no, not ministerial nominee, ambassadorial nominees. Those the president sent their names to the Senate for clearance and for screening to be ambassadors of Nigeria. Plenty names there, but the major names everyone has been criticizing is a certain Reno Omokri. Nigerians are saying, Reno Omokri Bibawo, how come? Reno Omokri, of all people, how come? Mahmoud Yakubu, of all people, former INEC chairman, the one that just left INEC, how come? But they are not even talking much about him. It is Reno Omokri everyone is talking about. Today, I will take you to the archive. I will tell you, you will hear something from Reno Omokri, what he said, how he swore never to work for President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, even if President Tinubu invited him. He said that back in the some time ago. Omoyele Sowore is on the show, and Sowore he's talking about Reno Omokri as well. Omoyele is talking about the new Minister of Defense, because the man has just been screened by the Senate. Talking about the new the former CDS, Chief of Defense Staff, Christopher Musa, who pulled khaki a few weeks ago, and now he has put on agbada, and now he's the president, the one president thought should be the Minister of Defense. The president thought he was not good enough to be CDS. He sacked him and put a junior officer, a junior to Musa, as the Chief of Defense Staff. Talking about Oluyede. Only for a few weeks later, Bola Tinubu is now seeing the same man to be the one that is good enough to be the Minister of Defense. What is happening? Is this not double standard? Nigerians are talking. Few days ago, it was God that saved the former President Goodluck Jonathan and those who went to Guinea-Bissau to cover elections there, as they were locked somehow in that country because of a coup that emanated. Now the former president is telling us his experience, what really happened there. The former president is alleging that, look, there is nothing like the coup from the military. It was actually the president who was defeated that caused that coup. You will hear all of this today and much more. I'll be speaking directly all the way from the US. From you. He has left US. He's now in Europe. Yes, all the way from United Kingdom. I'll be speaking with a senior policymaker, a senior lawyer, and of course someone who follows Nigeria's issues of critically and is also a public affairs analyst. He'll be joining me. I will be looking through what it means to first say you are not good enough as Chief of Defense Staff, and now you are the one to be nominated as Minister of Defense. And also, we look through those who have been appointed, who will be appointed because their names have been forwarded to the Senate by the President for ambassadors, especially as it concerns a certain Reno Omokri. We talk about other things on the show today. So welcome to the show. Once again, the finest is here. First thing first, let's go to the latest news developments all around as it concerns politics at this time. Let's do it. Let's talk. Let's update you with the political news. All right, let's begin this way and tell you that the All Progressives Congress, APC, has given us assurance that it will have its national caucus and national executive committee NEC meeting on Monday, 15th December 2025 and Tuesday, 16th December 2025. Both meetings are set to take place at the banquet hall of the Presidential Villa in Abuja, and this was contained in an official notice signed by the APC National Secretary Senator Ajibola Bashiru and shared at the party's website a while ago. So that's what they want to do. What's next? You get to know. From the APC, we move to the ADC and tell you that African Democratic Congress, ADC, has distanced itself from report emanating and purported that the party picked Honorable Najim Salam as his flag bearer for the forthcoming gubernatorial election in Osun State. A report flying on social media indicated that Honorable Najim Salam emerged as the ADC candidate for the 2026 governorship election in Osun State. So party members, especially supporters of another aspirant, Alhaji Moshood Adeoti, took to their social media handles to accuse Ogbeni Rauf Aregbesola of betraying their trust. Now, clearing the air, ADC in a statement issued a while ago by its National Publicity Secretary Balaji Abdullahi said the report was false and should be disregarded. Still talking about Osun, the Accord Party says it will be happy if the governor, Ademola Adeleke, Mr. Jackson, as I like to call him, actualize his second-term ambition on its platform. The Lagos State Chairman of the party, Dele Oladeji, stated this in Lagos following Adeleke's resignation from the PDP over lingering leadership crisis. Adeleke, who is seeking a second time in office, is said to be considering a move to the talking about the Accord Party. Will he go there? Will he not go there? Only time will tell. We get to see. Still taking you to some political news. The Plateau State chapter of the People's Democratic Party (PDP) has disowned a group. Yes, disowned a group within the party for staging a rally against Governor Caleb Mutfwang to leave the PDP and defect to the APC. In a statement issued by the Publicity Secretary of the PDP in the state, Honorable Felix Chioji, the party described the group led by one Honorable Christopher Danjum as strange and faceless, noting that it is not recognized by the party or its leadership. Honorable Chioji said the group was acting out a script by sponsors who are obviously from the APC, which is trying everything possible to distract and destabilize the PDP and derail the good work the governor is doing in Plateau State. All right, still talking about political news. This one, the African Democratic Congress, ADC, has debunked claims that it has chosen a candidate for the 2026 governorship election in Osun State at all, that there is no candidate yet. Those saying it is Honorable Najim or it is the other person are just saying it, that the party is yet to choose a candidate, that everybody should just relax first. When they choose a candidate, we will all know. The presidency has explained why it was right to call former Goodluck Jonathan to resign in the face of insecurity, but wrong to call for the resignation of President Bola Tinubu over the same issue in the year 2025. According to Daniel Bwala, yes, who speaks for, he is the special advisor to the president on policy communication. He said calling Jonathan to resign was legitimate, but calling Tinubu to resign is not. Bwala was responding to an old statement made by Tinubu in which he asked Jonathan to resign in 2014 due to insecurity, following the kidnapping of the Chibok girls by that time. Now Tinubu said he should have resigned. Now responding, Bwala said, when Asiwaju called for then president to resign, it was legitimate. Now it's not legitimate to call for President Tinubu to resign. Talking about speaking from both sides of the mouth. God have mercy. God have mercy. Anyway, let's leave it like that for the news this afternoon. But talking about speaking from both sides of the mouth, let's even begin this way. Yes, talking about speaking from both sides of the mouth. Let me begin it this way. This is a beautiful after evening and bring you something you might have forgotten, but digging it from the crate, here is something from someone who you will know was speaking from both sides of the mouth. Who am I talking about? In fact, let me remove my glasses because it's getting serious. He once said that he would never work for Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Bola Ahmed Tinubu invited him to work for him. I'm talking about Reno Omokri. Yes, this is what he said then. I would never work for Bola Tinubu if Bola Tinubu called me to work for him. Let's listen to Reno Omokri, who is now the one that is being forwarded, whose name is being forwarded to the Senate for confirmation. So take a listen to this one now, what he said about Bola Ahmed Tinubu and his government at that time.
Somebody from Bola Tinubu's camp has already, it will never happen. Somebody from Bola Tinubu's camp has already reached out to me, and I told the person that, look, it cannot happen. I can't do it. It's just against my principles. I'm not. Some people can do that. It's not in my DNA. I can't do it. It's never going to happen. It's never going to happen. I wish Bola Tinubu well if he eventually is sworn in and then the courts uphold his victory. But I can never work with him. It will never happen.
Did you hear that? It will never happen. I can never work. Never, never. Do you know the meaning of never? It will never happen. I can never work with him. That was what Reno Omokri said at that time. Now that he's been appointed as God have mercy, politicians. They say don't trust them. So Nigerians have been criticizing Reno. If you go to Reno Omokri's social media handles now, except those who personally like him, but those who don't like him, they are bashing him seriously. They are bashing him seriously. One of the people bashing him seriously is Omoyele Sowore, right? Yeah, let's quickly. I want you to listen to what Sowore said about whether Reno Omokri, whether all of the people who have been appointed as ambassadors, as the president, he had a reaction to their nomination. And this is what he said concerning their nomination. Let's quickly take this one before I take a call from the UK. All right.
I'm surprised that people are beating, around. They are beating themselves over. Oh, Tinubu appointed this person. Who will Tinubu appoint? Where do you expect Tinubu to get his ambassador from the Vatican? Is it not his fellow WhatsApp group members that he will appoint? So you are killing yourself. You are not asking about the guy who appointed them. You are asking about the class captains he appointed. It's just like a class master. If he's allowed to, appoint a class captain, he might appoint a guy who doesn't even come to class. Exactly. That's his prerogative. That's the reason I'm not discussing, because I know people want you to discuss. You want to kill Reno Omokri. He has no job. He needs the ambassadorship position to survive. Yes. So you are worried about Reno Omokri. You are not asking about Ikweazu. The person I used to call Onye Slippers. Yes. whose only achievement in Abia State was producing slippers.
Yes. Abia is in Gosan.
So there's nobody there that you can consider like a human being, a real person. So yes, these are just people who are rewarded by their Lord and Savior.
Yes. Well, that is what he is saying concerning Reno and others who are being touted to be the next ambassadors for Nigeria, as the president has forwarded their names to the talking about the Senate. Now, we also asked Omoyele Sowore something concerning the proposed appointment of General Musa as Minister of Defense after the man was sacked as General the CDS. Talking about the man who has headed all of the military at the time. If you didn't see him, that was the question I put through. If President Bola Tinubu didn't seem good enough at that time to be the Chief of Defense Staff, so what has changed that the man is now seen to be good enough as Minister of Defense? This is what Sowore said.
When Christopher Musa was Chief of Defense Staff, I criticized him when he said he wants to fence Nigeria. For me, it's just replacing a competent person with another incompetent person. The fundamental issues to be resolved about Nigeria's security situation is not going to be addressed by changing personnel. It has to be done by changing tactics. I have said it, in this modern day and time, and you can hear me out, you don't even need a defense minister to defeat terrorists. You can just get drone operators and buy the real drones and deliver justice to terrorists wherever they are. The defense minister that they are hiring don't even know how to operate a phone. Yes, technology has become how the world is operated upon. The world is operated on operating systems, but people who live in analog times cannot lead a digitalized era. That is the truth. It is very easy to defeat these terrorists. Go and look at the fight between Israel and Iran. Yes. For the first time in the history of mankind, we may no longer need aircraft to fight wars anymore. Just sit in your house and start pressing buttons. Yes. You reply me, I reply you. We discuss peace. Yes. So anybody who is still buying aircraft in 2025 now is not serious. You should be investing on platforms that can deliver justice to these terrorists. With 5 people, you can wipe out all the terrorists in this country if you have the right drones. But when you ask them to go and buy drones now, the one they will buy for 100,000 is the same one they use in covering wedding, which is 2,000 naira, $2,000. So when you have those kind of people in your procurement section, you have no chance in the world to deliver justice to terrorists. The problem, and I will keep saying this, that has crippled our security agencies and security system and platform, number 1 is corruption, 2 is incompetence, and number 3 is the wickedness of our leaders, because you cannot ask somebody who is funding terrorists to go and become Minister of Defense and expect him to defeat terrorists. That is what Matawale was doing when he was in Zamfara as governor. Matawale was recorded several times as giving out Hilux vans to terrorists. And when he became Minister of Defense, he's giving Okada, motorbikes, to Nigerian soldiers who want to fight terrorism. Where do you fight terrorism with motorbikes? It's as good as committing suicide to walk into a bush filled with terrorists and bandits and kidnappers on top of motorbikes. When serious armies around the world, like I said, are using technology. Suicide mission. Yes. With one drone, you can first locate all these terrorists and use another drone to deliver justice to them. We call them Hellfire missiles.
That is what Sowore is saying concerning the appointment, of course, the proposed appointment of General Musa. The last thing that Sowore is reacting to live on the show today is the fact that the withdrawal of police, yes, because we still see, some people said they are still seeing VIPs carrying police up and down, even though the president said he should call all of them, and the police issued a statement that they released a memo which is calling for the withdrawal of all of these people. So we asked Omoyele Sowore about his view concerning the withdrawal of police escort from VIPs, and with what the lawmakers of Nigerians are saying, that what they are doing is like they are exposing them, because it's a very terrible thing to withdraw police from them, because they are exposing them to criminality, exposing them, risking their life. This is what Sowore said.
You know, if there's anything I like to hear, is to know that the elites are tasting what the rest of us are tasting in terms of insecurity in this country. But the truth is that no VIP is, divested of their security. This is an opportunity for the police to make money during this Christmas, because everybody will now rush to go and pay for VIP protection. The police is very strategic. Are you hearing me? That the time you ask VIP to be taken from police is the Christmas period when the VIPs need police the most. So all of them are going to be heading back home. So what do? They come back to you and say, please, we are sorry that we have not been paying enough to pay you whatever you want. Nobody. That's why the IG, a joker, I'm talking about the individual IG, now gave an order that anybody who is still with VIP should be arrested by the police. So if I'm a senior police officer and I'm escorting a DIG and a junior police officer see me at a checkpoint, he will now come and arrest me. Is it possible? The commissioner of police that you have to arrest them himself has given out half of his policemen to VIPs. So who's going to arrest you? It's a joke. It's because the leadership of the police don't know what they are doing, or they know what they are doing, but they don't want to tell the Nigerian leadership that this is business time for us. If you know of any VIP police whose police has been removed, just know that that VIP has not paid the appropriate price. And he has not gone to renew his contract. It's not a franchise. So it's a franchise. We're talking about over 210 policemen. That's officially policemen that are in existence. Over 100,000 of them are serving VIP. The IG said he recorded 11. So there's still 90,000 policemen missing. Back who are still on the field. And I can be challenged on this at any time to provide the evidence. They know it. They know that these are things that I'm very versed with, because we have all the information necessary by the police and other security agencies.
Wow, Omoyele Sowore, the publisher of Sahara Magazine. Sahara reporters are right there, speaking fire every time. It is still Politics on Melody 100.7 FM. Let me have a breather, a short breather, and I'll be back. I'll be connecting to my guest live from the United Kingdom. I'll be looking through some of these issues. The people that have been nominated to be ambassadors. Well, this is my guest. In fact, we'll be able to talk about this because he moves all around from UK to the US to Canada to everywhere. So they are the ones that even know the work of these ambassadors the more. So we'll be talking about that. And we'll also be talking about Musa, General Musa. They didn't seem good enough to be chief of defense staff. Now, the president is seen to be good enough to be the minister of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, Minister of Defense. What a country. I'll be back. Keep it locked right here. After the short breather, I'm coming back.
Melody 100.7.
Exactly a year ago, a new baby was born in the Ibadan media space. The new baby, Melody 100.7 FM. We promise to make this place your real home of entertainment, and that we have been doing to the best of our ability. We couldn't have achieved all that we have done in the past 1 year without your impact, your support, partnership, and love. You have been amazing. We therefore want to use this opportunity to say a big thank you to you, our amazing fans, and listeners. We're blown away by your love and support. Your tunes, feedback, and constant engagement keep us going. Thank you for rocking with us, for always staying tuned, and for being part of our radio family. We got your back, and we promise to keep bringing you the best all the time. Keep listening, keep sharing, and let's keep the party going. Shout out to each and every one of you. You are highly appreciated. Stay tuned and watch out for our anniversary activities coming soon to a venue near you. Thank you, and thank you.
Making me who I am and putting me where I need to be. Wanna thank you for the opportunity to do my thing in this industry. I wanna thank you. If it wasn't for you, there wasn't me, no.
Melody FM 100.7.
Thank you. We continue to thank you for everything you've been doing with us and for us. We love you. We're bringing on Ibadan. We'll feel it soon. So just keep it locked because we have a very long anniversary coming after the U-type. We're extending it to the month of January. So Ibadan is going to be feeling something they've never felt before. Okay, let me go to my guest now, who has been waiting for me all the way from the United Kingdom. Olufemi Adenito, a senior lawyer, and of course the public affairs analyst. So many things I can say about this man. He's a man of many sides, but let me not blow everything now. So let me just welcome Barrister Femi. Are you there? Good afternoon to you, or good evening from this side. I don't know what's the time in your area.
Yeah, good afternoon. It's afternoon. Yeah, good afternoon.
Okay. Let us know where you are. Where you are actually.
Yes, I'm somewhere around Bristol. Yes.
Okay, Bristol. Okay, so it's afternoon there. So good afternoon to you. Welcome. All right. Let's quickly talk about. You've been following the show since we started. Let's start from the Chief of Defence Staff. The man was not seen as being good enough for Chief of Defence Staff. He was booted out, replaced by his junior. Weeks later, the president is now seeing him as someone who is good enough to be Minister of Defence. How do you view this thing?
All right. So it's a good question you asked, and good, interesting topic, and good afternoon or good evening, Nigerians.
Thank you.
Yes. All right. So for the when the removal, when he was relieved of his duty, so I reflected on that, and I think that could have been in the midst of that. I don't know if you followed that incident of potential coup.
Yeah, definitely.
During that period. Yeah, so for me, this is my own personal views, right? So I felt the president just needed to reshuffle the cabinet so that to make it look maybe perhaps differently. So that's one. However, it's quite also different that the president may be looking at a time like this. Some school of thought believe that he was actually preparing for a time like this because Christopher Musa was already close to his retirement anyway. So another way could have been perhaps he needed maybe a spread or people he could trust within the military rank and file. So that could have been another explanation for it. But as we speak now, you might be aware that the Senate is currently screening Christopher Musa.
He's been screened. He has to take a bow.
Yes, he has to take a bow. So that tells us that because before joining the show, I was like following that process. So, but you could see the kind of commendations from most of the senators, what they are asking, and everyone is just perhaps looking at for a sustainable solution to this current conflict, crisis across Nigeria that have brought global embarrassment to Nigeria as a nation, and does not really speak well of us being a country that should be the giant of Africa, and being a country that should be leading by example in Africa is currently faced with a crisis like this that have spanned for about 15 years now. And so the need for this kind of new leadership And yes, so that's just my initial reaction on that.
Okay. Well, now some people have, Nigeria now. I mean, diverse views, reactions here and there. Some people said the president was actually trying to persuade or maybe placate some of the impressions that the international community, especially the American president Donald Trump, has concerning his government. That is a Muslim government. It's a government that is not having a soft spot for Christians. For instance, if you look, the president is a Muslim, the vice president is a Muslim, the Lateef Fagbemi, who happens to be the Minister of Justice, a Muslim, the Minister of Defense, a Muslim, although he has resigned now, Minister of State for Defense, a Muslim, National Security Advisor, a Muslim. So maybe some people are saying the president decided to bring in Christopher Musa, a Christian, maybe to balance things up. I mean, what do you make of that?
All right. So to me, I don't think that is the reason. That could be the reason for the choice.
Okay.
You see, comments in the recent time, you see that Tinubu, as the president of Nigeria, has undergone a whole lot of how do I call it, criticisms. I will call it disgrace as well, because
they've been bashing him.
They've been bashing him all across, both in and abroad. So you see that even the president of America, for the first time, is referring to Nigeria, giant of Africa, as a now disgraced country under the leadership of Tinubu. And that was one of the preconditions that he stated, because he initially wanted to intervene in trying to address the issue. Remember, sometimes on your fora, issues around responsibility to protect. So the responsibility now is on Tinubu, which ought to have, he is coming up now to address those issues that are seen as like a gap in his administration.
Okay.
So he's not looking at, I think for the first time, he's trying to get himself on track. He's trying to address every gray areas. Everyone is watching. The international communities, they are watching. The U.S. Congress sat and they made so many observations about everything that is going on. And I think that if he knows the level of responsibility at his disposal, right? He knows what he's expected to do, and that's why he's looking out for the best people that he think he can bring on board to help him address the issue. And again, my only concern for the appointment of Christopher Musa, although he's a Christian, if you see, there's one other video of him trending that he made reference to the fact that is a jihadist agenda, that the jihadist is trying to see how to take over certain parts of Nigeria, which is one of this a school of thought. Another one is the position on what Christopher Musa is also alluding to, that it might also be that international financiers are trying to come into the territories of Nigeria. So a whole lot of things. But just that, responding directly to your question, this is about Tinubu trying to fix the security problem. Of course, we know that the security issues is a major crisis that has impeded a whole lot of things. It has affected even the food security. It has affected the economy. It has affected the quality of life, health systems, even the schools recently. Schools are meant to be shut down. So in certain parts of Nigeria. So we're just trying to come up now and to address it. I think from my own position, I think that this is one of the times I see Tinubu being proactive in his response of his government. But I think that this is one step. Another step will not be, if I'm trying to preempt your question, will not be to address those financiers or those who are sponsoring this terrorism, this group of people within whether it is their political having affiliation with even the party or with any other group. They should go after them. They should name them. They should bring them to book. And also the strategy, because I listened to Moyole Sowore as well. Some of the strategy would change perhaps, because if there's a need, if the war against terrorism must be fought, it must be fought truthfully and honestly, and it has to go through innovation, science innovation, which is one of the drones technology. So yes. So just not to digress too much, I just wanted to just keep it there for now.
Yeah, most definitely. Yeah, most definitely. So you have, you have spoken very well. So the president is trying to, lift his own name. Well, I like that.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Let's talk about the other issue now. Omoyele Sowore, you heard him. He said a whole lot of things. And Nigerians have also been talking. I don't know if you were with me when I played the voice from Reno Omokri, who vowed never to work for Tinubu. Now is the man that has been he's been listed as one of the ambassadors of Nigeria. A man that we know all he has been doing. This was a man some time ago who carried placards in UK where you are now. He was calling Tinubu thief. You remember that time where they carried placards?
Yes, I quite
and he was calling Tinubu thief at that time. Tinubu Ole. Now he's the man that he vowed never to work for Tinubu, and is the man now is talking about Tinubu in a very good light. What do you make of this double standard and speaking from both sides of the mouth?
Okay, good. My own of some of our politics around, and again, this is why it is very important for the government now. First, I think I have to make a comment regarding even the list of the appointed ambassadors. One, it's a picture that is coming very late. It's coming late, but it's not. At least it's coming late, but it could have been maybe a list that could have been submitted long time ago. But with the quality of leaders or quality of ambassadors that will be sending across Nigeria and to various parts of the world, they don't actually, some of them, because we have the career ambassadors and the non-career ones, right? In the person of this Omokri we talked about, although I try not to talk about personality, I feel in my own stance that he is someone who issues around double standard, right? He says something, he's just looking out for his own, trying to fight for his own meal, right? Trying to fight for his own pockets. So it can't do that when it comes to issues around politics. Most people do that because, especially the political class, right? They always try to, once they are making these statements, if it's not in their favor, they make those statements, and as soon as they are offered a position, other people like you, Fani Kayode, even on the list, and so many others, you ask yourself questions around at this point, at this crossroads where Nigeria is, we have issues.
Hello,
I can hear you.
Okay.
So I said at this time we have a whole lot of challenges in Nigeria. So we need people who are very serious people who actually knows the job, people who will be going into the various nations and be representing the president, and because the president, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Yes, because the president, the ambassador is like a representative of the president in the country where he's been sent to, right? So we should be expecting those people, not anyone, because there's also another video that surfaced showing the former aviation minister, Fani Kayode, having an altercation with a journalist.
Yeah, that was when we started calling him short fuse now. Short fuse.
Yeah, said they asked us when the journalist asked a question
who was bankrolling. Exactly.
Then he got angry. So you see, with a whole lot of things that I expected of as an ambassador, right? And that's why this time it could have been more suitable for the president to have sent more, maybe career ambassadors. More of them could have been sent, because they have gone through the whole process. They are risen across. They have served in various missions. They understand what is expected of them, right? So at this time, we need people that would try to redeem the image. We have so many things affecting the image of Nigeria, not just security. We don't have issues around the name tag of Nigeria. Sometimes you are arrived in some countries and you say you are Nigeria. You see that people they try to label you as either you are a scammer, some think Yahoo, something
criminal,
internet scam and all of that. It's been always been attributed to Nigerians, right? I was in Nairobi one time and I saw the way. In fact, sometimes they even with Nigerians believing that they are not always very truthful. So that would be a time where you could have ambassadors who don't have any kind of controversy. We need people at this point in time who take politics aside and they are ready to redeem the image of Nigeria across any mission they are being assigned to, right? So yes, you see now as we speak now, perhaps the case of the new ambassador, the names of the ambassadors would have just been maybe a kind of a trade-off, right? You don't know, you never could tell. That could be a trade-off that the presidency or the team had maybe beforehand, right? So having those things whom are quite sympathetic to the government, right? You see that most of these personalities on the list, they've been trying to have a good relationship with people like Mokri has been trying to make even statements that they have not been killing, and I know they've not been Christian genocide in Nigeria. There's been a whole lot of maybe prayers for the government, and the government feels that one way to compensate him is to give him that opportunity as an ambassador. So it's a whole lot of complications around. But you see, my own concern would be that the president, Tinubu, should maybe perhaps put politics aside, and this is the time to fix the country. This is the time to address it. So once we get things like appointments very correctly, and people understand the job and who can hit the ground running the first day they have been made to take office, then we would see much progress in terms of the delivery of what is expected from them. So that's how I see that.
Well, thank you so much, Barrister Olufemi Adenitan, all the way from the United Kingdom. Well, let me allow you rest now. I know it's been a long day. So we'll continue this conversation subsequently. Barrister Femi Adenitan is a senior lawyer and, of course, a public affairs analyst and a United Nations ambassador. He's moving up and down. So today he'll be in UK. Tomorrow, I don't know where he will be. Where will you be tomorrow?
I'll be in Ibadan.
You'll be in Ibadan tomorrow. I'll be looking forward to that. All right. I can't wait. All right. Thank you so much, Barrister Femi Adenitan. We appreciate your time.
All right. Take care. Bye.
God bless you. Okay. Yeah. All right. Moving on the show. Yes, before time takes us out, there's still Politics or Melody. The finest is here. This beautiful Wednesday evening. Now, people were worried for former President Goodluck Jonathan when, alongside other leaders who went to monitor the election in Guinea-Bissau, in Nigeria, this is Guinea-Bissau. Guinea-Bissau, the elections were still going on, the countings were going on, when, from nowhere, military were said to have taken over the country. I was on the show last week when I broke the news to you, what happened. So the president gave an account of what happened, his experience, and what he felt really happened. According to the president, there was no coup. It was actually the president that was losing an election. He knew that he was already losing an election before he just decided to do what he did. That he staged it and he called the military to come and take over his country that he had ruled. If this is true, African leaders fear them. Wallahi talai, fear them. This is what former President Goodluck Ebele Jonathan said concerning his experience there.
For want of better word, I'll say maybe it was a ceremonial coup. Because for two things. It is the President Barrow, that announced the coup. Before later, the military man came up to address the world that they were in charge of everywhere. Then Mbalo has already announced the coup, which is strange. Not only announcing the coup, but Mbalo, while the coup took place, was using his phone and addressing media organizations across the world that he has been arrested. I'm a Nigerian close to 70, and I know how they keep heads of states when a coup takes place. Recently, I was a mediator in Mali, an ECOWAS mediator in Mali, and within that period, we had a military coup. Military don't take over governments, and the sitting president that they overthrown will be allowed to be addressing press conferences and announcing that he has been arrested. Why does this happen? Who is fooling who? Basically, what happened in Guinea-Bissau is quite disturbing to me, who believes in democracy. In fact, I feel more pained than the day I called Buhari to congratulate him when I lost the election as a sitting president. Because I've been quite particular about Guinea-Bissau. As a sitting president, then, Guinea-Bissau was in crisis. Started about 2012. By 2011, we had to go physically. We worked with them and made sure that by 2014, or 2013, elections were conducted. In fact, it was so bad a day that I learned that a military man went to the office of the Prime Minister and slapped the Prime Minister in the office. It was that bad. And what is happening is like we are going back to those dark days of Guinea-Bissau, where the military can do whatever they think they can do. It's totally not acceptable. The elections were done peacefully. We were in the field. I was a part of the Elders Forum. Normally we are not co-observers, so we didn't deploy observation teams across. But the conduct of the electoral officials, the security, the party agents, the voters. It was a good election, and one expected the results to be announced. Then while they were collating the results, then they are finished collating results. You know, results for presidential election are collated at different levels. Right. The 9 regions, results were ready. So they were collating them at the capital. And when they were almost through, and were all waiting for the result to be announced, then Mbelo announced that that's a coup. That they have taken over, they have arrested him. But from all indications, nobody arrested him. My conviction is that, and my charge to ECOWAS and AU is that they must announce the result. They have the result because AU and ECOWAS officials were at all the regions when the results were collated. They cannot change those results. They should tally all those results and announce. They cannot force the military out, but they must announce, let the world know who won that election. Let the world know who won that election.
Let the world know who won that election. Let the world know who won that election. Former President Goodluck Ebele Jonathan, the man of peace as they call him, telling us his experience concerning the Guinea-Bissau Wahala. That's how he gave us his view when he came back. You know, we were worried about him until we were told that he was fine and Nigeria had to send a means to go get him. But right about now, that's how everything went. Okay, so thank God the man is safe. He's here with us in Nigeria and he's giving us an account of what happened. Guinea-Bissau, why? But West African leaders, what's going on? ECOWAS, what's going on? Mali, Burkina Faso, Niger, Guinea-Bissau, all now under military dictatorship. Nigeria, what's going on? You are the big brother in Africa. Are you really playing that big brother role? Only time will tell. God have mercy. A beautiful day today, December 3. Now, this is a very important day. You know why? The day we celebrate those people don't really celebrate that much. People living with disability. Today is International Day of People Living with Disability. It used to be called International Day of the Disabled before, but in 2007, the United Nations saw that word disabled is an insult. You are insulting them when you say you are disabled. So United Nations in 2007 changed it to International Day of People Living with Disability. There's always abilities in disability. If you check very well, the people around you, who are living with one form of disability or the other, they are much more talented than even those people who are able-bodied. I tell you, if you give them the opportunity, incorporate them into your activities, you will see that they can do much better. I was supposed to have a guest from the Association of People Living with Disability today, but somehow because they have activities, so I couldn't get them here. But we can be doing that subsequently. So, as the world, United Nations commemorate the day, International Day of People Living with Disabilities, don't see them as people you should just ignore. I was having a conversation yesterday in Lagos with a couple of blind guys who appeared on my show, and we're talking about the activities and what they were doing to mark the day today. I was shocked to hear that some people still believe in this age and time that blindness can be transferred. One of the ladies was telling me that she asked someone to help her cross the road, and the person was saying, "Hey, blood of Jesus, don't come near me. Blood, I don't want to be contacted." I say, how? You contract, is it HIV that you contract? Even HIV, you can't contract it by just touching someone. So if you have this kind of mindset in this era, in this generation, in this century, you're not supposed to be living among humans, because disabilities cannot just spread like that. And you that like to look at people with disabilities like people who are non-entities, they are nobody, don't worry. Pray to God that you don't fall into their situation, because it's just a matter of time. An able-bodied man could be disabled tomorrow. Let me use it that way. A small accident can just turn you from being able-bodied to someone living with disability. So don't mock anyone that is living with disability around you. Check them out. I can go on and on and on. So many names I should call. If I start calling, I will need another 1 hour to call all of the people that have done very well in their fields, but who are people that are not able-bodied. Either they are blind, they are crippled, they have one form of ailment or the other that makes them to be living with disability. But if you check, they are great people, living great people in their fields. Put them together with people who have ability. I'm telling you, give them the same level playing ground, you will see that they will even go do better than people who are able-bodied. So what I'm saying today, as with the world, the entire world marks International Day of People Living with Disability, don't see anyone around you that is having one form of challenge or the other as a non-entity, because only God in heaven keeps us this way. Only God in heaven created all of us, and He knows what He's doing. We can't fault God's creation. So please, and for you who have one form of disability or the other, don't let anyone see you as non-entity. Show the world that you can do it. Prove to the world that you can actually achieve your dream and your goals. In Nigeria, in sport, we're coming to that very shortly when we get to the cruise. The able-bodied men always go to the Olympics and come back empty-handed. The people who live with disabilities will go there and bring medals. They've been doing Nigeria proud for years now. So, big up your scunt, raise your hands up very high if you are living with one form of disability or the other. The ones I will not like is those who go to use their form of disability to go and do begging. Don't use your situation to turn to a beggar. Do something for yourself. God has given you head and brain. Use your brain and use your head. May God bless all of those who are using their ability to prove to the world that there is ability in disability. God bless you. Let me wrap up like this. Big up to Daniel Adeyemi, Timothy Akpan, Amos 33, Oyewole Adetoro, and every other person here. As I rise now, Koto Dakwan comes through. At the other side, I'll be back again with my boys. I'll be doing the cruise. We have a lot of things to look at in sport, NFF and the Amaji. Eric Sher, you and Daniel still have some issues to settle. You keep making Daniel to hate you, Eric Sher. We're coming to that at 6:15. Thank you very much for being here on the show. My name is Pretty. They call me the finest. Here is one guy that has used his head, his brain, to show the world that there is ability in disability. He is recognized as one of the best producers of the world, not just in Nigeria, in the world. I'm talking about Cobhams Asukwo right here. He's someone who works with Sony International and is a Nigerian. God bless you. Unstoppable here. Prove to the world that you are unstoppable even with your state of disability. God bless you. I'll be back in an hour's time. My name is Pretty.
Been down the road where failure seemed familiar. No one thought that I